welcome to the Couch Potato Queens and Reality Realness with 3 S's, little combination that we do every week. I am your host, Josh Mendelson.
And I'm Chantele Francis.
Yes, Chantele, how has your week been?
I mean, it's been a great week. I said it last week, and each week it still remains the same, that this has been the best season of Big Brother that I can remember now. Now it's not I can remember. Like, I don't remember enjoying a season as much. Really excited for the Thursday episodes because I'm like, how's the powers going to shift? Who's going to do what? And enjoying everybody's gameplay and which direction it's going to go. I don't really have anybody that I'm like set to win other than Tiffany. I would love Tiffany to win. She was my number 1 draft pick. I would love for her to win. But there are a few other people that, like, if they won, I would still be very happy. And so I'm just very much enjoying how things are going. I'm not necessarily loving Xavier's head of household reign, but the week is still good. I love that everybody's strategizing. I'm in it.
Honestly, I feel the same way. This season is just turning out so good, and I don't want it to go downhill, but honestly, with the way it's going, it's going to be great. Like, we're going to have 3 men voted off, one after the other. All of them had to be potential douchebags. All are going to be gone. There's no, there's so much opportunity. All 8 women are still going to be in the game. I love this. We have some really good alliances, some really good relationships that are starting to form. There's just so much potential, like literally the most potential I think I've ever seen on a Big Brother season.
Exactly. Very soon, like maybe after the next 1 or 2 votes, I think that pretty much anybody winning, I'd be like, it would be a very interesting season. You know what I mean? Like, whoever's path it is to win will be interesting after a couple of more evictions.
Perfect. Hi, Athrella. We have people saying hi. So, hi, Athrella. And then they go down the list. You got Billy Jones. Love you too. You're amazing. Miranda. Hello. Heather Rogers. Thank you. Just got it freshly cut yesterday by Meitz Cuts Detroit. Shout out to the best barber in Detroit area. The amazing. Happy Sunday to everybody. And then hi Chantele.
The other Chantele.
Hello. Here we go. Breaking the mold with the season. Dream Sketch. Mm-hmm. I agree. It's really changing things up, which is great. Oh, here, Chantele, Sophie has a little compliment for you, saying you look like Tyra Banks or Naomi Campbell.
I take Naomi. Thank you.
I love it. Hi, Maureen. How are you? Thank you, guys. Eddie, welcome. Joseph. I don't like that Xavier HOH so far. He is being scared with it also. The BB Twitterverse is thinking Brittany is acting like a child.
Oh, should we just start there?
Let's just start with Brittany. Let's start with TikTok Brittany. Yo-yo MTV Raps.
First off, I never really like people rapping. Like, it's because it's never actually good. And it makes me a little bit uncomfortable when people rap. I would rather a limerick. If she did a limerick, I would be better. But rap, it's just like, I just don't enjoy it. So I wish that she wasn't doing a rap. I'd rather it be a limerick for sure. Now, she said on the first episode, I think her first diary room entry was, I don't want to be a pawn every week, and I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen. So I'm thinking she put that into the atmosphere. She had put that intention of being a pawn, even though she don't want, she put in there. She put so much focus and energy on being a pawn or not being a pawn that she focused on being a pawn. And now I really think she's going to be a pawn every week until she's out. Yep. So I'm kind of bored with her whining about it. Do something about it. Show that you are a player that people can work with, that can strategize with. That's not just like, don't put me up. I already was up last week. Exactly. I'm putting you up because you were up last week. Give me something else, babe. Because like what you're saying to me, I don't care. That's what I'm thinking.
I just don't know if Brittany can handle the heat in the game, and that's why they're using that against her, and that's why I think Brittany's going to go up every single week.
I put
And
her up every week.
in all honesty,
Yes.
I would put Brittany up because Brittany's a safe nominee, and it's making less people mad. And I think this Joker's team in general, they're a mess. They're an absolute mess. They're all playing with emotions. They're all playing not about the game. You have Derek F. lounging, doing nothing on the couch, literally, and thinking he's running the game when he's not. It's literally a joke. And you have Azza, who is one of the biggest disappointments so far.
I'm really sad about Azza. Now, somebody gave, I was listening to a podcast and they gave this interpretation of her, and I think that he's bang on. He does these rants, and he was saying that Azza is playing an old school Big Brother game, and Tiffany, just as a comparison, because they had a little bit of a tiff this week, is playing a new school Big Brother game where you pivot and you turn and you make new alliances and you have many outs. But Azza is playing more like a Davon. Now, yes, we love Davon, but and don't come for me, people, she was not the best game player.
Agreed.
We love her, but I don't think she's the best game player. She has some reads sometimes, but sometimes her reads are off and she goes full force with something, even if she doesn't have all the information. She also lets kind of her emotions dictate what she shares with whom, what plan she's sticking to, not allowing herself to be flexible and adaptable. That's kind of old school Big Brother. It's like, I'm riding with this alliance to the end, and I'm not gonna budge from that. It's like, well, maybe ride with them to the end until it doesn't serve you anymore, and then maybe you have to jump ship and do something new. So I think that that's where a lot of the conflict with Tiffany and Azza is coming, because Azza doesn't like the fact that Tiffany is so well insulated. Azza just thinks that the cookout is just supposed to protect her and her entire alliance and do exactly what she wants him to do.
Exactly.
No.
You got to play the game, girl.
You got to put some work in.
You got to save yourself. You need to make campaign for yourself, make bonds with people. And Azza's just sitting in bed. Like, the Jokers are just sitting in bed while Brittany's TikTok dancing around the house and assuming that everyone's just going to protect them. And it's not going to happen. You got to go out there and play the game. And Azza's not playing the game. She's being emotional. She's whining to Brittany. She's not playing it. And it's just such a disappointment when pre-game, I thought she was going to be like Tiffany. That's what I thought. And it's really different. So also, really quick, Chantele, Joseph has a point that I want to address here. I actually disagree with this, Joseph. I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that Brittany is autistic. I don't think it has anything to do with that, because Ian, who won the game, has autism and talked about it last season openly. Kaser has it as well. I think it just has to do with Brittany's personality. And I think Brittany is she's very vulnerable and makes herself vulnerable in the house. I don't think it has to do with the fact that she's on the spectrum. I do think it has to do with how she is showing herself to the house. Do you agree with that?
I do agree with that. And it is also quite challenging to be able to fully know what's going on, because the players are treating her just like another player. They're not necessarily taking into consideration. I don't even know if they know that she's on the spectrum. Yeah. So I think that maybe I'm not sure, and I'm not sure if I even say the right language. So please, just this is just me thinking out loud for a moment.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm wondering if people in her life have known maybe that she's on the spectrum, and not that they make it easier for her, but they know maybe oh, we won't push hard this way, or we won't push hard that way, or we'll allow this to happen. Not to make it easier for her specifically, but not making it harder for her necessarily. And so I'm wondering, because the house guests may not be fully aware of this, they are just treating her as somebody, and those are just the actions that she's doing. She's not necessarily connecting with a lot of people, and she's not playing the game, and she's just kind of complaining and is expecting 2 weeks safety. So I agree. I think that people might have treated her a little bit differently if they had known, but would she have wanted that, is the question.
Oh, 100%. I agree. And I think Brittany has potential to do well in this game, but she's got to get it together. And I don't know if she's going to. I think Brittany's going to play the woe's me game for the whole game until she's gone.
Well, she thinks that she's like if she says like I'm a comp piece, she's gonna be a comp piece, but she actually has to win a competition for it to be true.
Oh yeah. So we were talking about Azah. So interesting point here. Azah keeps saying she's not cut up for the game. She's correct. I can see Azah eventually asking people to vote her out of the game. I don't think she wants to be there based on how she's acting.
I mean, she needs somebody on her team that can speak some sense into her.
She needs
like the fact that she so much wants Brittany to not be experiencing what she's experiencing, that she was willing to ask Xavier to put her on the block so that Brittany wouldn't have to experience that. I think that was really insensitive of her Cookout Alliance, because as soon as you put up a person of color, it just makes it easier for everybody to put up a person of color. And so that would allow the people to maybe start focusing on the Cookout as potential options. Right now, they've been winning and they've been taking a step back. You don't want to start infighting and taking out your own, right, or putting them up. It just sends a bad message. And so I think the fact that she was even suggesting putting someone on the block, then a person of color very easily could be a person on the block every week after that, from that point forward. So I was annoyed that she did that. I was annoyed because Brittany doesn't care. Brittany would not be offering her the same safety if someone's like, I'm putting Azah up. No, put me up instead. I don't want Azah to experience the block. She's like, no, I don't want to go on the block. Azah can go.
Very true.
It's just why is she putting so much into feeling bad for Brittany, who's playing a game just like you are?
Oh, for sure. And I think Azah needs to think for herself, and now she needs to take the emotions out of the game. She can't be thinking about Brittany. She has to think about the bigger point to this game. She's got to think about her game, and that she needs to focus on getting that $750,000, not making sure that Brittany is being treated well. This is not Big Brother's best friend race, okay? This is Big Brother, okay? This is it's not let's go to summer camp and make friends. It's you're here to make $750,000.
This is your job. It's to get your paycheck.
Exactly. Come and get your money. Obviously, I hate this podcast, but they were making a point on it because I wanted to watch the interview. But I watched the interview that Derek and Cody did with Frenchie.
I haven't. I mean, I was trying to watch their thing, and their first episode, just seeing their introduction trailer, I was like, nope, I can't watch it. Just showing them final two winner.
The reason I watched it was because Frenchie talked so much crap about those boys in the house on the feeds, and I just wanted to see how fake he'd be in the interview. That's the only reason I watched it. Literally. But he said it there that his biggest regret is playing for the fans and not playing for himself.
Absolutely.
So, that's a question I wanted to ask you, Chantele. Let's say you went into the Big Brother house, okay? Would you want to play for yourself for the money, or would you want to play so America with them?
I'm sorry, America. There's people going to love me or hate me no matter what I do in that house. So you can love me or hate me with a big fat paycheck. Sorry, I'm going in to win. That's it. I don't play to lose. I play to win. I don't play any game to lose. I'm never going to give up. I'm never going to lay down. Unless it's strategy, I'm never going to quit. No. For the fans, who cares? The people that I care about will be appreciative of my game. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And same. I mean, for my game, I'd want to work with women. I just get along better with women. So personally for me, yes, I'd go after guys, but I would be strategic in who I went after. If let's say I won the first head of household, I wouldn't be promising all the entire house safety. I would do I like this new way that Kylan and Xavier are doing their HOHs, doing all these individual meetings. Love this, by the way. That's what I would do, and not say shit until I made my nominations. And I would put up 2 guys, but I would say the reason it's because I just probably am the least close to them. That's what you do.
Yeah,
Come on,
absolutely. I mean, I probably would talk right away because that's one of the things about the game that I like. It's the talking so much about the game. Like I could go on and on and on and on. So I probably would start the chats the Thursday night. I wouldn't wait till the Friday and give everybody like 5 minutes. Yeah. I would start, but like I would be fair about it though. I would be like, hey, like, okay, I want to talk to everybody. Like, do you want me to pick an order? Do you guys want to come one at a time, group at a time? But yeah, I definitely would have individual meetings with everybody because I would want head of household is an opportunity to gain information. We know that information is power. I want to see who people are going to throw under the bus, who people aren't willing to throw on the bus. If they're willing to say any names, are they willing to protect somebody? Do they want to go for the head of household next week? Are they going to keep me safe? Do they want to be in an alliance with me? Do we want to start working? Like these are the things that you gain from being in power. Yeah. I would be getting as much power as possible. I'd be like, I would probably have HOH. I just go like, give me the power.
Love you, Chantele. We're getting you on BB Can next year. It's gonna happen. Season 10. It's your season, okay? It's gonna happen.
10's a nice number.
10 is a great number. I do want to follow up with Care Bear because Care Bear is just joining and asked, has Veto been played yet? Yes, Care Bear, Veto has been played, and the winner of Veto is Christian.
Spoiler. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so Christian won the Veto. That's what's going on, which is great. I'm happy about it. Chantele, are you happy about the Veto?
Do you remember who was playing?
We had Christian, Derek F, and Whitney with the 2 nominees in the HOH.
Derek F and Whitney. Okay, yeah, I mean, with the people that are there, that's my favorite to win. Yeah. I don't think I would want Xavier to win because if Xavier win, he might start looking a little bit more competitively threatening. So it's good that he didn't win another one because I know he didn't want to win that HOH. We know that much. So I wouldn't want Whitney to have won it because she may have been convinced to take Brent off the block or Brittany off the block because she does have a bit of a relationship with Brittany. So I think out of everybody, he was the best person to win it because I do not think, even though he's pretending to be bros with the Brenty, I don't think he's going to use it. And it puts a bigger target on him. Mm-hmm. And, with him canoodling now with Alyssa, I think that it's just painting his little target a little nice and big, and he doesn't even see it.
Very nice. Welcome to the podcast, Michelle. Make sure though to subscribe to both of our channels. So not just Couch Potato Queens, also Reality Realness with 3 S's. It's also a fun channel, and Chantele kills it with probably more shows, twice as many as us. So
a lot. If you like Love Island, I go live for Love Island 6 days a week for Love Island US and UK. So know that at least every day you'll get content about Love Island.
Love it. Chantele, guess who I'm going live with on Wednesday?
Jolene?
No, Sarah.
Oh, yay!
I'm going live with Sarah for on Wednesday night. I'm so excited.
Entertainment. Sarah's great. Yeah,
I love her. Yeah, she just asked me. So guys, catch me with Sarah on Wednesday. It's so much fun.
I'll definitely love her. If I get done quickly enough, I'll pop in.
Love it. All right, we have Christian equals Tiffany's shield. Do you agree with that?
Well, Tiffany has the reason why she started the Kings, Queens, Royal Flush, Royal Family, whatever it's called, that alliance is that she will have the protection of Christian. So it's like she's been flirting with him, making him feel safe with her, that she's not coming after him. And so I think she's really just trying to make sure that if he wins any power, she is not on his radar. So yes, I definitely think that she's brought him close. I don't think she'll ever take that shot directly, maybe in a month if he's still around, but definitely a Tiffany's shield because I would assume he's going to win a lot of competitions. He's won a lot so far.
Michelle, there isn't the physical link below, but it lists the channel name at the bottom in info. So if you literally copy paste Reality Realness with 3 S's, it's going to take you right to her channel. So definitely copy paste it. It's 3 S's.
Yeah, remember that. I'll find something too. I'll send her something.
There we go. Perfect. I'll add it for next week. We'll add the actual links for next week. So that'll be fun. And hi, Jacqueline. Another question Margaret has right here. How strong is the cookout at this point in light of their other alliances? I find it hard to see how viable it is when you see the differences between Azza and Derek F. and let's say Kyland and Tiff. This is a really good question. They've still been talking about it, and I still feel like the cookout is still strong. But the cookout isn't as much an alliance as it is an agreement.
An understanding.
An understanding. So what the cookout is, if there is a cookout member that is on the block, the cookout is not going to vote that person out. So let's say next week Hannah goes up, because some people are talking about targeting Hannah. The cookout will save Hannah next week. Guarantee it, which might reveal their cards if that happens.
It definitely could reveal their cards. Yeah, I totally agree with you. It is an understanding more so than it's like all hands in, alliance, like, you know, strategize together. But Azza and Derek F are not, they're in it still, and they really expect to be protected by it, but they're not really doing much for it. I've been noticing. Mm-hmm. And so I think that it's just kind of in the background. I don't think that anybody from the cookout are going to target each other, but I also think that they're not going to work together necessarily to get further as a collective group. Mm-hmm. Especially because Azza is like not contributing. Derek is kind of like wants to know which member of the cookout he wants out first. And it's like, wait, there's a lot of people still left in the game. Like, why are you already there? So yeah, I don't think that it's dismantling by any means. I don't think it ever really will. I don't think they'll ever target each other specifically, but I don't think it's as strong as some of the other alliances because there's no strategy involved.
Very true. Very true. But I mean, we love the cookout. Everybody loves the cookout this season. That is the group that you are rooting for. And honestly, I was talking with Sam about this, my roommate who's, you know, new to Big Brother. And there's a bigger purpose to this season, honestly. And for me, if I found out about the cookout, I'd be like, power to y'all. Go as far as you can. I'd be like, do it, because this season needs to be the season that things change. And I think there's a lot of people, 90% of people want that alliance to happen and want that alliance to make it far. I would lie down and let them take me out. I would be like, take me out. You know what I mean? And that's going to be interesting, Chantele, when people find out about the cookout, what are they going to do? You know, what are they going to do?
I mean, it's definitely going to be, it's going to test some kind of moral codes and like how they feel about, you know, targeting, putting two people of color up. You know what I mean? It's definitely going to bring up some interesting conversations within the house and outside of the house. So, I mean, what I'm happy about is that there's a lot of people of color playing very well, so that so that when people end up putting them up on the block, it is for good reason. It's not just because they're a person of color. It's not just because, you know, they look different or are different. It's now we can definitely say at a certain point, it's purely gameplay, which is
great. After this week, we're only going to have one white male in the house. One.
Wow.
One. Because Brent's going. Bye-bye, Brent. We're just going to have Christian. I love that. I love that. That just, that makes my heart warm. I'm happy about that because Christian's not winning the game. Let's get real. You know, like, it's just so exciting. It's so fun as a fan to see this happen and see a change.
Well, and a lot of people have been saying like, oh, it's so much easier for people of color now to like that a person of color is going to win because there's so many more people of color in the house. And I'm thinking like every other season, it's like 75% non-person of color, so white, like, or identifying as white, like, you know what I mean? Like, so they've always had an easier time getting to the end, and we never said anything about it. So why is it a big deal now that the people of color have the majority? That like it's easier. There's no asterisk that's going beside the season because it had more diversity at all. I don't think so. It shouldn't, anyways.
Exactly, and I think that this season there is the cookout, but I think like. Moving forward, like in future seasons, I really hope moving forward, CBS sticks with what they did this year and does this every year, where everything is equal. You have a widespread of diversities and cultures and backgrounds. I love this so much. Like,
Me too.
oh, it's great. All right, there's something else I want to talk about here is Whitney, and that is a really good thing they've brought up here is what is going on with Whitney, and they're still trying to figure out. Margaret is trying to say she's trying to figure out Whitney's position. Who is she showmancing? Is she a target or a possible ally to the royal flush? I think Whitney was a target at the beginning of this week. And now her name it's kind of like how Claire was week 1. It was out there, and now less people are seeing it as the week progresses. So I think depending on who wins HOH next week, yes, she could be a target, but I think her chances are getting smaller of being a target next week.
Yeah, she's starting to put in some work. I was worried about Whitney in the first week because she was so involved in the slaughterhouse, and like it was just going to be her and Alyssa, and she was willing to take out Sarah, Beth, and Claire. And I'm like, I'm not a fan of women that want to target the only other women in the house so they can be the last woman standing. And so I was really assuming that was what her game was going to be. She was going to snuggle against the guys and play like a Nicole Franzel type game, which we all know I'm not a fan of. But congratulations to their baby that they just had. And so the fact that she's pivoted is very exciting for me because it's like it makes me know that like she actually is here to play. She's not here just to cuddle. She's not here just to get all the women out so she could be the last woman standing. I like that we're seeing her want to create some more relationships that is going to keep her in the game longer. So she's starting to talk to people, which is great. She's willing to go against Brent, which is great. Worried though that it took her maybe a little bit too long to separate herself from Brent. So people might be easy to want to put her up next because I could see her and Alyssa being the first 2 women to go.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Brittany as well because like she's been a perpetual pawn. But
yeah, I even heard Hannah as being a target, but I don't think Hannah will go. If Hannah's up, she'll be safe by the cookout.
Because Hannah's starting to put in some work. She's starting to talk to people. She's starting to strategize a bit. And so people are wanting to have her there. She might be a little bit ahead of Whitney, I think. And Alyssa thinks she's really doing very well, but it's only because she's in the Kings right now and they have power. But I don't think she's actually in as good of a place as she thinks she is.
Perfect. And guys, this is the link to Chantel's channel. She just posted it in the chat, so it's there. And then moving forward, when we go on every Sunday, I'll make sure that there's like the links to both our channels on there, not just like the names of them. Sorry, guys.
All good. Yeah, this link will just take you right to it. If you
that's it. And then those people don't want to admit that this season kicks butt, but it's fun to watch Jesse Tannenbaum hit a home run with casting. I mean, changing the casting director, look what happens. Is it bad to say this might be one of the greatest casts of all time, Chantel? Is this
who else would be better? I mean, I really enjoy everybody and nobody's the same.
Yeah. Even the people I don't like, I don't hate them as people. Like even Frenchie was polarizing as a player. Like even the people you don't like, even Travis, you didn't like these people, but they were still like rootable. None of them were as bad as last year or the year before. Like, it's just so good as a cast. Like, props.
And their their 2 recruits being Christian and Derek X. Not bad. Not the worst recruits. What?
Okay, I did drop this on Jolene's channel as well, but I'll say it again. I have a friend who is Xavier's ex-girlfriend. And I don't want to reveal too much because I promised not to say too much, so I'm not going to. But I do know that he was recruited for Love Island at first. He did watch Big Brother, and he was a big fan of it. But I think he was recruited for Love Island originally and then brought on for Big Brother.
There was somebody having a conversation in the house about that. I thought it was Christian. No, Christian also. So, yeah, I'm almost 100% that it was Christian that was having this conversation, saying that he packed his bags for both Love Island and Big Brother. He had packed bags for because he was going to be on, I think he applied for Love Island and then so it's interesting, right? The people that are applied for Love Island. So if that's Xavier, look at that. He really wants to get into a relationship. He really wants to find someone. And Christian is already snuggling up to Alyssa. It's interesting the people that had the intentions of going on Love Island are finding love or looking for love in the house.
Yeah. Oh, well, Chantele, he was at this girl's house a week before he left her big brother. So, yeah.
He's not necessarily going to win.
And she's like stunning too. Like she's like gorgeous, really good personality. Like she's just lovable. She's awesome. So, hey, Xavier should be going back to her. I'll say that because she's just perfect. They're great. They would go.
Maybe she doesn't want to be with him. Maybe that's something we don't know.
Oh, I know all the tea, mama. So don't get. I love it.
Did I watch Drag Race this week?
Huh?
I'm trying to think if I watched Drag Race. Oh yeah, I did. Oh
yeah. Okay, yeah, Drag Race. You need to come on for us on a Friday night. You should.
Sometimes I don't watch it right on time, and I'm like, oh darn, and I usually would want to come and see you guys live at least, but I just forget to watch it.
Well, it gets released on Thursday, so
I really just forget to watch it. I'm like, it's Friday, it's Drag Race. I start watching it at like 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. So we'll figure it out one week. It'll be fun. We love you, so you know.
Perfect. I want to rate people with fries.
I know we love rating with fries. Why don't we do this? Why don't we rank Xavier's HOH so far on a fry scale? What would you give it?
I will give it a medium fry with not enough salt.
Okay, I would give it like a medium plus kind of. I think truthfully his mistake right now, truthfully, is that he didn't nominate Whitney. He should have put up Brent and Whitney and let it play out. But I
actually don't agree with that because he has a good relationship with Whitney. Whitney's not coming for him. Whitney's not going to put him up. They cuddle a little bit. Pardon me?
He was snuggling up with her.
Right. And so, yes, I think if it was a backdoor kind of, or like a renom situation, I can see him being like, man, I have to kind of put you up just because like, you could be a vote for whatever he's going to say. But I think in order for him to keep that relationship with Whitney, because Whitney would be staying, does he really want to burn that bridge if Whitney's going to be staying? Yeah. No. Brittany, is he scared of Brittany? No. And then we also know that Brittany had said that she didn't enjoy her conversation that she had with Xavier when she was doing her one-on-ones before she went home last week. And so Brittany's on his radar. Like he's on Brittany's radar as well. And so I think that he unknowingly he targeted somebody that actually is targeting him. And who cares if Brittany's mad, because you can put her up again next week. And most likely she's not going to win something. So I actually think it's actually okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I guess it may have been a good move not to put up Whitney because he didn't have to burn that bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, it's okay. The whole like Sandy Hook thing is like a mess, and it made me like really dislike Whitney. But she hasn't physically said it. It was just Claire saying on the feed. So I'm not going to judge Whitney unless I physically hear her saying that. I don't think Whitney's playing the worst game of anyone right now, and I don't necessarily want her to leave. I mean, I like all the women. All the women in the game are playing good in their own ways right now. I think Alyssa would be a better target than Whitney, honestly. I think
she's going to be next. I think Alyssa is the next person to go.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been talking about the fact that she's in a relationship with most likely the best competitor in the game.
Yeah.
And they're actually starting to kissy. So they're getting a lot closer. So that's going to be very powerful. She's more strategic than he is. She knows the game better than he does. And people just don't want to target her. So maybe you got to target her. Anybody that nobody wants to target should be the target.
Do we know if Christian and Alyssa are trying to win HOH next week, or are they trying to throw it next week?
I haven't heard. I don't know about that.
I feel like my gut tells me like a Christian or Alyssa HOH next week. I'm feeling that right now.
Who do I think is going to get it next week?
Yeah.
I don't think the Jokers. I think the Jokers are actually just going to be the Jokers, like just a joke. No, I don't think that Hannah's going to get it. I don't think Whitney. Alyssa, no. I could see Sarah Beth. I thought Sarah Beth was going to get it this week. I think Sarah Beth could be an interesting person to win.
Sweet Sarah Beth might go after Hannah.
But Hannah and who, though? Hannah, who is she going to put up?
I don't know who she'd go after. Maybe like Hannah and Derek F. Maybe she'd go after.
Oh, that's fine. Then Derek F. Bye.
I would love Derek F to go. Peace, buddy. Bye, Derek F.
Sayonara. See you later.
Yeah, bye-bye. Derek F is playing the worst. I agree. I think everyone all around hates Derek F. He sits on the couch, does absolutely nothing, and just thinks he's going to win the game. He's the Amanda Zuckerman of this season, which I call the one that's tits out, sitting on the bed, controlling people. That's the.
But he's not controlling anybody. He thinks he is, though.
He is.
And I'm a fan of Amanda. I was rooting for her.
Dolores, I love you, Dolores. We love Dolores. Dolores is like our original viewer. I think Dolores came from you, Chantele. So, Dolores, we love you, but I disagree with this. We do not want Derek F to win because Derek F is going to put up our precious Claire and Queen Tiffany, and we don't want that. He's
such a mess. I mean, they are the right people. They are controlling everything. And Kylan, like the Queen's team are doing, I think, the best if we're going to judge the teams. But, thank you. Thank you.
Hi, PP.
And so, yeah, I think that it is maybe the right move, but I think that it's not going to buy him any favors in the house. It's not going to increase where his standing is. It's not going to get him closer to the end. His best gameplay is to team up with them and be working with them and be like, hey, like you will be a shield in front of me. You guys seem to know what's going on. You got everybody in your pocket. I want to be with you guys instead of like targeting the people. Like it's just not smart. But
love that. I know, and it's just I want Derek F to go, and I know Derek F's going to be there for the long haul, but I'm just like crossing my fingers someone like targets him to the point where he would go in an eviction because he's just awful. He's just awful. He's like my least favorite. He's honestly, I hate him more than Brent. I do. Because at least Brent has a normal aspect on the game. He's a little delusional, but not as delusional as Derek F.
Yeah, Derek F is just like, it's just not enjoyable because like he's just so wrong. And like sometimes I like wrong and strong, but like his wrong and strong just makes me eye roll. I'm just like, get off the Frenchie train. Frenchie wasn't a good strategist. He wasn't great at the game at all. He wasn't great socially in the end. Like he didn't do anything that he set out to do. So to be like, Frenchie's the best, Frenchie's my favorite, gotta give him a vote. Like it's just not smart. And why the fact that he still gave him a sympathy vote, I think that was the worst way of like not allowing himself to re-ingratiate himself into the house. He's just not good.
Definitely good. Thank you, PP. We love you too. And with this comment, I'm going to say this, and please don't cancel me, everyone. I don't want them to go. I don't want them to go. Is that bad? They've both grown on me a lot from the first week. I know Alyssa might be a target next week. Christian's going to be a target. I want them to stick around till jury and be like the first two jurors, truthfully. Who I'd want to go personally for me is I think Brittany. I want her to go. It's hard to watch her every week. I'm done with Brittany.
The Joker's team, I'm pretty much done with.
Yeah.
Sorry, Azza. Azza, you had I was really rooting for you, Azza, and I'm very, very disappointed. Also, even I think Tiffany or was it Claire? One of the two of them, I believe, has said that like she's kind of got to go. Yeah. Like I think they're realizing that she's not good for their game. The fact that she got into an argument with Tiffany over the fact that Tiffany was trying to save her by not having her be the replacement nominee, and Azza's mad. You're mad.
I could see Tiffany winning HOH and putting two people from the cookout out. I could see. I could see putting up Derek F and Azza.
But like what I would be like, I'd be like, well, Azza, you said that you wanted to go up instead of Brittany, so you want to do that now?
Amen.
I'm putting up Brittany. Would you prefer to go up instead of Brittany?
I mean, there it is. Okay. someone was saying, here we go, Donald was saying double coming in 2 weeks. I don't think a double is going to come around for a while. It might be a triple again.
I don't. The triple's so bad.
No, honestly, I think the triple is kind of forced. I think they did it on purpose because the season was so bad last year.
I don't remember when it was or what happened. Oh, right. Yeah. I do remember.
And it basically took out all the remaining people of color and Danny Donato.
Oh my God. Sorry, I'm just remembering last season. It was so bad.
It was horrible.
It was so bad.
It was horrible. Why was Christmas even cast?
So she can meet Memphis and get married, get engaged.
Like that will last. Anyway, moving on to the we're talking about Brittany. Hold on. I pray she doesn't dance and do her cringy Kids Bop rap on Thursday.
Well, there's I don't know where it is, but there's on Twitter, there's a meme of or a GIF of Ozza like listening to the rap, and it's just like the rap is on beat. Like it's not even on beat, the rap, and you see Ozza like it's really funny. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Hey, I'm Brittany and I'm here to say I'm not going home on eviction day. Yes, it's time for Brent to go out the door. If you vote for me, then you are a whore. Okay, cool.
There's just such bad game players. Go make an alliance, Brittany, and get yourself like secure. You know what I mean? Like, just I don't know. I mean, I can't. I kind of want her to go home for the fact that she's annoying on the block, but I know she's staying. But I think it's hysterical if she goes up every week and Ozza complains about it. I want to go up instead of Brittany. I do. What?
Oh, put me up. I'm like, Ozzy, you know if you go up, you might go home, right?
Because like the optics are very different. Like if Ozzy goes up and if Brittany goes up, it's a very different optic as opposed to like just being like you're a pawn, sure, but you going up, Ozzy, you might be less of a pawn than Brittany is next to whomever is sitting there. So.
Yeah. Let's see what Joseph's saying. This week will be an adventure for the editors to put together the TV shows when we have another pretty much straightforward week, try to pull random stuff out of their butts. What I think they're going to play this week, and Chantele, tell me if I'm right on this, they're going to play Brent's delusion that he doesn't know he's going home and like the game everyone's playing all week to make sure he thinks he's safe. I think that's what they're going to work this week.
Yeah, no, I think that it's going to show the two sides of that. It's going to show Brent being like, yeah, I'm the pawn, I'm the pawn, I'm the pawn. And then everybody being like, I'm voting up Brent, I'm voting up Brent, I'm voting up Brent. Yes, I do agree with that.
Perfect, yeah.
Hello, Alex. I need to have a Sarah Beth confessional right now.
Sarah Beth confess. We need to know what Sarah Beth's going to do for HOH next week, Alex. Sarah Beth, where are you?
Please.
It was so funny. It'll show Ozza pushing to go up. Yeah, it's going to. I bet you they'll have a confessional with Xavier talking about Ozza going up. They'll probably, push that tonight. That whole thing. So.
I mean, I have to say, though, that this season I'm looking forward to the episodes. You know what I mean? I haven't been looking forward to watching the episodes in a really long time. It may be because I want to see whether or not what they put in and what they don't. And the competitions just to see it play out and their confessionals. But I'm enjoying this season like I used to get excited enjoying it when I was younger.
Oh, how long have you been watching, brother? Have you
day one, baby.
You started season 1.
Season 1, day 1. And then season 2, I remember I used to go on ICQ and I used to find these keys where I would be able to get access to the live feeds. So I would get the access to the live feeds and I would link my computer up to my television and I would watch the live feeds of Will the whole time. I just fell in love with Will the whole time.
I thought Hardy was hotter in season 2.
He's not my type though.
I know, because he was like chain smoking and like, but no, Will
I
was
smoked back then, but so it wasn't the smoking, but it's just like his attitude was like not my thing. But Will was just so smart and just so like he just. Go ahead.
We should eventually, like, once Big Brother season's over, we should do like a recap of past seasons or something, like a season 2 redo or something, where we talk about like Nicole and we talk about Miss Cheryl, who went out first, and Boogie, and the original third member of Chilltown, Shannon.
For sure, yeah, we could do like a character look back and talk about their gameplay in different seasons. Yeah, for sure.
Would love that. There we go. We should totally do that. That would be fun. Will was happy. Okay, Mike Boogie is the worst in the planet, and he came for Jolene recently. I don't know if you know this story.
I kind of saw this, but you can retell the story if she doesn't mind.
Basically, Queen Jolene, as we all love Miss Jolene, who's having a vacation week this week. Jolene made a podcast about Mike Boogie being found guilty about the whole Will thing and how he owes the money to Will, which is all facts. Like, this is in the articles. And someone posted on her YouTube pretending to be Mike's assistant. It was Mike Boogie, basically like threatening Jolene, posting her address, or like starting to. It was BS, and like really, like it was like harassment. So Jolene like made a post about it. It was ridiculous, and I was like, if you come for Jolene, I'm gonna have a problem with you. I don't care if you're Mike Boogie, okay, Mike Booger.
What is happening? Like, isn't he already have a restraining order against like some doctor?
I don't know what happened to this man, but he has gone unhinged. It makes me think that he's always been unhinged with the way he's treated women in the past. He's like thinking back like into All Stars, the way he treated like Erica, even somewhat Diane, like not acceptable. Like maybe then people thought it was like a joke, but like looking back, that like if you watch those seasons, the way he treated Erica was just not cool.
I mean, I was never really a fan of Boogie. I was a fan of Will and Boogie. Like it was the Will aspect of it. Will made everything fun. Will, like, he was super cute. He was super smart. And so Mike Boogie kind of seemed like a better person because Will was hanging out with him. So I thought more highly of Boogie because of this. I never actually liked him though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was so mad that he won that season. I wanted Janelle obviously to win season 7.
He obviously went after Janelle, so we don't like people that go after Janelle.
This is the thing that I was trying to tell you about. This is Azza like listening to her rap.
Love it. Wait, we have a feed update right now. On the feeds now, Tiffany is throwing out the idea of keeping Brent.
I'm here for it.
Give it to her about it.
Who are they talking to? Okay.
I don't know.
Rant, Kai, and Big D are talking. Big D? So why is Big D doing this?
I don't know. Isn't that his teammate? Like, so Big D's okay with voting out Brittany?
Or maybe it's to even up the girls a little bit.
Oh, or they could give in Xavier to put up like a Whitney or something. I don't think Xavier would do that though.
I don't think it's going to be, the veto's going to be used. I think it would just be to get out Brittany, because maybe it's just annoying. Maybe with having Brittany in the game is making Azza not be focusing on what's best for her. And because what's best for, if Azza plays optimally, it's better for everybody in the cookout. If she's playing more so for Brittany, then she's a liability to the cookout. So maybe
I feel like they're going to push, if Tiffany's going to do it, she's going to push this game isn't meant for Brittany storyline, or like Brittany shouldn't be here, which is going to be Brittany has driven them all mad. Poor Brittany. Oh, Big D's trying to talk her out of it. Yeah, true. And okay, you know what? Brent needs to go. So Big D, the only time in this game I'm going to agree with you is right here. Keep her away from that storyline, Big D.
I want it to go through. I do.
You want Brent to stay?
I don't care.
I kind of like Brittany with her TikTok dancing and rapping.
I don't like that. I mean, just like what she's adding, from my experience, it's not that much. Not that Brent is that much better, but he's always going to be a target. next week you can target Brent. Who cares? It's not like he's going to slip by and go all the way to final 2. Like, people are still going to be annoyed by him. So maybe let's just get rid of Brittany right now. She's kind of annoying. She's making Derek F and Azah lose focus on their own game. Maybe this will kick Azah into starting to play, realizing that, like, oh, pawns can't go home, so she won't be putting herself in front of anybody anymore. And you can go for Brent next week.
That would just be messy if Brent ended up staying. I kind of would be okay with it because, like, I don't.
Why would you be okay with it? It'd be great.
But like, Brent would be going after men. I feel like I don't think Brent would be going after women. That's the thing. I don't like people that go after women. I feel like Brent would go.
Well,
after,
this is the thing. Is that Brent won't be mad because they've been telling him that he's the pawn. They're going after women. They're going after Brittany. Brittany is somebody that said that they would go after Brent or whatever. That's why they're putting her up. Yeah. So if they followed through with that, unless somebody tipped him off that it's always a lie, like, he would just think that they were holding up their end of the bargain. It was just a big ruse that, and Brittany went home. So
there it is.
I would love it.
I would too. It would be fun.
Sorry, did I
cackle? Evil laugh. It's the evil org laugh. No, Chantele, we should just do one together, and we're both like a duo or something. That would be fun. We should do it if there's a duo.
What?
An org or something.
Oh, an org? Oh my god, I'm retired for now because, like, they're too stressful. I'm too competitive. I need to get to the end.
After Big Brother season, after like months down the line.
I know I get asked to play them often, and it's just like it requires a lot.
It does. Energy. It is a big commitment. It is. I haven't done one in a while, but like I would do one with you. I would if we were like a duo.
Recently, like I did 2 back-to-back. One that was like a month long. And that was the one I should have won, but they were all really annoying. And so I tied for first, and then in the revote, I lost, so second. And then I just did a 100-day game, and it was an all-star season, and I'd won the first season, and then I came second in the next season, but, like, I took a beating. So
obviously you do well in them. I never make it that far. I'm always, like, second juror.
This makes me the jury. I always just make sure that I get to the jury, but it's just like it's very time consuming to like manage all those relationships, especially with people that you don't know.
Yeah, but like if it was me, we'd be a duo or something.
I mean, maybe we'll have to see. I'm just thinking like it's just so much work doing these to win. If I didn't want to win, then I wouldn't play.
Emma loves you.
I love you too.
Yeah.
I love you too. I did just do an amazing race one that was less stress. We only got to top 5 in the end, but it was actually more fun because like you just had to do tasks and activities with your teammate. So that was like less stressful and like less required of me.
Yeah. PP, really good question. I sent in a video, but I think my video was wrong. Sam, my roommate, was telling me we need to help you work on this video. But I'm going to apply next year because if they put a plus size guy on this season, they're going to put one on next season, y'all. So hello, let's go. Thank you.
The bear prototype has been hatched.
There you go.
Come out of hibernation. Yes, I definitely have applied. Up into the last 2 seasons, I usually at least made it to semifinals. But last season, the season before, I didn't hear anything. I mean, I know all the casting people kind of, but I guess they're just like, they usually pick somebody that has like a lot of my attributes, but then it's just not me. And so it's kind of like an eye roll. So we'll see this year, though. This year, I'll be coming in a little bit differently. I'll probably come in as a podcaster and as a hypnotherapist, which I think they'll find interesting.
Love that.
Because before I was doing tarot reading flight attendant. But this year, I think I will do hypnotist podcaster.
I would love that. And I'll be covering it daily if you go on.
Yes, of course. I know. I mean, like, I'm going to be on the stock watch, everything. So, we'll see what happens this year. The fact that there's a lot more diversity, hopefully that will open the door. 40 plus people of color open the door a little bit. Thanks, Tiffany. So hopefully I will have an opportunity.
Also, can they put people that are like over 40, like
That's what I'm saying,
well
40
over?
plus.
Like, can they put like a 50-something? Or they did Rennie a couple, like in season 10, Rennie was like in her 50s, Jerry is 70. Like, can they like put all ages on the show? Like, come on. 40 is
Definitely
young.
age diversity. Pardon?
I'm not far from 40. 40 is young, y'all.
I'm moving further and further away from 40.
Amazing. All right, now they're talking about how to protect the cookout. So the Brent thing may have been a short combo. Good. Keep it that way. Let's get Brent out of the house.
I know I want Brent to stay. I just need to see some shocked faces. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. Like I want Brittany to go because I think that will be the most entertaining outcome. And I don't care either way, really.
They voted me out of the house. They treated me like I was a mouse.
You were a mouse. You were a mouse. You were a mouse. She needs to be gone. She doesn't help anybody's game. She's not good for anybody's game other than being a pawn. And she's not good at it. Mm-hmm. If she was winning competitions, they wouldn't be going after her. Yes. Oh no, you would be. I know. I'm still a party girl. So I'd be the people that they'd be annoyed by probably because I'd talk too loud, I'd laugh too much, and I'd be up too late.
You'd be in the late night crew.
I'd be in the late night crew, of course. I'd probably start smoking again just to like hang out and smoke with people. Right?
I love it. I love it. Kids
I'd be drinking, doing shots of tequila and like twerking in the splits. Like
You're a fun archetype though. I would love to have you on the show on BB Can. That would be great.
Me too. Sure. We'll see. I will always audition. It's something that's on my bucket dream list. So
for sure.
I gotta think of how to do a good video. But it's like I don't know if like casting might just be bored of me. You know what I mean? Like they see me every year, they like put me through. I have my interviews, all that stuff, and it's like I filled out that damn paperwork 5 times. Like I'm over it. But
so they'd like to tell them to stop playing Mafia. Did you ever play Mafia in RHAP? I've done that before. It's fun.
I did it recently, and I was really bad, but I still won once and came to the end the second time. But like I didn't understand all the new rules. It was very challenging.
Oh, because there's like so many different roles out there, right?
There's all the roles, and the way that I know how to play. Well, I was assuming to play Mafia. It doesn't seem like that's the way that anybody played. So I was like just confused as to like, well, my strategy, why isn't anybody playing my strategy style? Because like what I thought, like when I was town, I thought that the best thing was to get people to know that I was town. So the people that were town would vote with me and we would vote together as town. But they would just not vote with me. They'd just all vote the same way. And so like I was never able to tell who was town. And so I was like, but people were like, well, why didn't you just vote with the whole group? And I was like, but I was trying to make it clear to, you know what I mean? Like I was just trying to suss people out and nobody could understand what my strategy was. So they thought I was lying the whole time. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to be as town as possible. I want to be as obvious as possible in my towniness. Let me get my town people together so we can get out the people that are not town. And nobody seemed to do that strategy. So they just thought that I was being like really dumb. I'm like, I'm not lying. I don't understand how to play if that is not the strategy.
And I agree with this. The feeders don't want Mafia. The feeders want the drama. The feeders want the fights. The feeders want, Jessica was right. You are a coward, Christmas Abbott.
I think though, like the playing Mafia though, we can see it's actually a dangerous game to play in the house because you can see people lying. You can see people like how they act when they are questioned and they're not telling the truth. So it definitely could be showing a lot of people's hand that don't recognize it. So it could be a truth serum for people that are playing. So maybe people are bringing it up to play so they can watch the actions of the other players and really gain some valuable insight as to how they interact when they are being interrogated, when they're lying and when they're not lying. So
how are they choosing the Mafia? I haven't really watched. Are they like tapping them or something?
I would assume that they're going, well, I know one time they were going around tapping them on the shoulder. So being like, you know, you're dead or you're safe or you're the doctor or whatever it is. So I believe that everybody closes their eyes, everybody holds their hand out, and then they're going around. I think you're touching their hand maybe or touching their shoulder, something like that.
Oh, that's cool. It's fun. I remember when Rachel Riley was on and they would play Big Booty and she was like, oh yeah, Big Booty. Hi, I'm Rachel Riley. I love her. I love her.
Well, what we would play if I was in the house. Okay. When I was about 20 or 21, I did a cross Canada tour where I was promoting this magazine. And so we were living on an RV, like an RV, and we were just going from like all the way from New Brunswick all the way to Vancouver. So we would stay on the bus when it was like a long stretch of time, and then we'd stay in hotels in certain places. And then each major Canadian city, we would throw a Bacardi party at the university. So we threw a Bacardi party. It was super fun, but like there's nothing to do on that bus. So we played Would You Rather. It was when Would You Rather first came out, when it was still like in a book called Would You Rather you get from like the adult store. And we would go so in depth with Would You Rather that it would be like the most abstract thing ever. So it'd be like, would you rather be covered in eyes or have your vomit be your saliva be vomit? Like it would just be so abstract at this point. You know what I mean? Or like, would you rather have hooves for hands or wheels for feet? Like it goes so far, and we're just would be laughing the whole time, just trying to find the most ridiculously obscure would you rather. Like after we go into all the normal stuff, would you rather like have no elbows, no knees? Would you rather eat a bag of pubes or a bag of snot? Like whatever, like the usual ones that you say. And then once we got past those, like on day like 4, because it was like a 3-week trip, we just started going too far.
Love it.
I am Canadian. Where are you from, PP?
So I have a question for this. I've always heard that these shows are more popular in Canada than they are in the US. Like our viewers for Big Brother were bigger because of Canada and Survivor.
I mean, okay, I don't know if we have the most amount of viewership because like you guys have so many more people than we do.
Yeah.
So we only have about 30, maybe we'll say 35 million. That's high in Canada. And you guys have like 350 million in the United States.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe like 100,000 people watch this, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's going to be like millions and millions at all. Maybe a million people.
And Jefferson, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much. But also subscribe to Reality Realness as well, Chantel's channel. You get 2 for the price of 1 here. I mean, that's the best thing. So Reality Realness, 3 S's.
I'll put it in the chat for you.
Put it in the chat again. There you go. We love that. And Chantel, let the viewers know, where in Canada are you?
I'm in Toronto.
Yes, I could totally make a Toronto trip because the borders are opening.
I'm in Toronto. I'm born and raised here. Lived in Montreal for 8 years. I also lived in Vancouver for 4 years. So I've lived many places across Canada. I worked as a flight attendant, so I've stayed in many places across Canada. And as I said already, I've done a cross Canada tour. So I know a lot about Canada. Yeah.
I've been to Banff.
Toronto. Where are you, Heather?
Oh, yeah, Heather, let us know. And I've been to Banff.
Banff. I've actually never been to Banff. A lot of people, like the flight attendant group that I've been with, they would go to Banff whenever they're out in Alberta, but I never actually got a chance to go to Banff. But I've been to Whistler a gazillion times.
Love it. Heather, I love
Dallas. Oh, okay. I thought you were from Toronto.
Do you watch Dallas Housewives, Heather? Because I do love the Dallas Housewives.
I heard it's a good one, a good group.
They're a fun one. Talking Housewives this season really quick. New York City, awful. Potomac, incredible. Beverly Hills, in the middle.
I've heard the exact same. So that is what people have been saying about these seasons for sure.
There you go. That's awesome. So is there anything else like live feed wise that we're missing out on right now that we want to cover?
Well, let's look at let's just take a little look at our draftaroos. Let's
bring up our draft.
Let's see. Hold on a second.
Draft time. Oh, we have to eliminate picks from the draft because someone had Frenchie, so someone lost Frenchie.
Okay, do we see her?
Here we go. Let me bring it up. Add to the stream. There we go.
So, Team Alex has taken a hit.
Oh,
And Frenchie is off the board. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. I thought it was my team at the top. I'm like, I don't have Sarah Beth. So, me and you still have a full team because you got to get Christian, which is a great get to have back.
Another reason. To have him.
Pardon? You're happy to have him?
I'm happy to have Christian.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a competitive, like a comp beast. Yeah. So it's good that you have him. He's a better pick than Travis, obviously. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I wouldn't want Brent to leave just because obviously he's on my team and I'd rather like keep my team intact as long as I can. I'm loving that my team has all of the queens because they're my favorite team on the season. So I'm so excited that I picked my 3 favorite players.
You really have a good team.
If I picked Sarah Beth, that would have been and maybe Sarah Beth.
It would just be like, let's just fold this season. You have it. Like, there we go. But honestly, I do have Xavier. But Xavier and Christian, honestly, I have the Showmans and Xavier, like Brittany and Derek F. I'm like, can I trade them?
Wait, how did you almost got all of the Kings, which is funny.
I do have I think I have everyone but Sarah Beth, and you have all the queens.
Yeah.
And then Alex has a mix of everybody.
Basically. She has no queens, but she has mostly Joker, aces, kings.
I mean, I'm about to lose someone soon. I mean, I'm going to be the last. You're probably going to lose Brent this week, but I think I'm about to be like a big flush. I'm going to lose everybody.
You'll probably lose Alyssa next week. If Brent goes this week, Alyssa probably goes next week.
Yeah.
Or maybe Whitney still, but Whitney might be doing a better job of looking less threatening. Mm-hmm. And Alyssa's looking threatening with her duo with Christian. That's very dangerous.
Yeah, I think you do have the winner pick, too. I think you have Kyland. I think Kyland's going to win the game. That's my winner pick right now is Kyland. Or maybe Derek X, maybe.
I actually think that it would be savage, but I could see Claire getting to the end and having to choose between taking Tiffany or not, and cutting Tiffany so that she has a shot at winning the game. I could see that happening.
I'd be okay with Claire winning. Honestly, Claire's playing a great game.
Well, I'm just saying that with the term with like all the really great players and people of color, it wouldn't be the best outcome optically. Yeah, I mean,
I think people would be really mad. The fans would be mad and she'd get some hate. But Claire, I do think, is playing one of the best games in the house right now. I do believe that because that's the thing that sucks, though, is because a person of color needs to win this season. They just do. It needs to happen. I think the players all know that. Deep down inside, they all know there's a bigger purpose to this season. There just is a bigger purpose. So, like, I think if Tiffany's up there in that final 2, I think Tiffany wins. I think against anyone in the house.
That's why they're trying to stack it with Cookout, but, like, they're worried about Azza not she voting emotionally, that she won't be a good juror, so they want to take Azza out before Jerry. And I wouldn't be surprised if the same sentiment towards Derek F, just because they don't know how he would vote.
Do you think right now at this moment in time the Queens are in the best position of any of the teams?
They're in alliance with every single group.
Yeah.
They have the Cookout. They have the Kingslayers. They have Jackpot. Tiffany does. But, like, she's going to be keeping those people safe. I believe Tiffany has a final 2 with Kyland. I don't know if she has one solid with Claire, but she strategized with Claire all day, all night. There's no way that Claire's not part of her plans.
Yeah.
So I do feel very strong about the trio of them doing the best. So.
Yeah. And honestly, I do think the fans would be happy with a Claire win. But I think the fans do want like a Tiffany or a Kyland. Even a Xavier win, I think Xavier is starting to show his cards. But I do think Kyland right now, of the guys, I think Kyland and Derek X are playing the best game. Of the girls, it's Tiffany for sure, and Claire. It's really, those are the 4 best players right now. I think Sarah Beth and Hannah are also playing really good games. But like those are the 6 that I think I'd be right now okay with winning.
Did you do the stock watch with our Robinson podcast?
I didn't. What did I miss?
Oh, well, I mean, you could still jump in. Basically, you can buy different players that are and every Tuesday there's a ranking on the round table, and they rank, and then they get priced. And so, depending on how much money you go up, like there's like it's all the ranking of the people that participate, and you can see like how well you did, who you bought, who you sell. You basically they become stocks, and
So
you're
you
buying,
basically can win money off of who you
not real money.
Oh. I was like, hey, it's like gambling for Big Brother. I love it.
No, you get $200 to buy your stocks, and then every week you get $20.
Yeah.
But you try to buy people that would either like stay where they are or move up or continuously do better, and then you start making money and you move up the leaderboard. So it's just to say that like, yes, I won the stock watch. But yeah, it's fun. And so anyways, I put all my money in on Sarah Beth this week because I thought that I was going to win more money when I went all in on Alyssa, thinking that she would have improved tremendously from being off the block and then not touching the block this week. But Tiffany was the buy last week because she went up to $14, and that's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
So,
I wish I would have put my money on Tiffany. I'll tell you that. I'm worried for Azah. I know we're like complaining about her, but I don't want her to go, and I feel like people are going to target her.
I mean, listen, I never wanted Azah to go. I was always rooting for her. Her and Tiffany, I was like, oh my God, come together. They'd be the best duo. And then she just she's flopped. She's been hanging out with Derek Flop too much, that she's not seeing the light of the game anymore. And it's just like, I would rather that person be out and not take a spot for somebody that's playing a better game. And she becomes a liability as well. If she's not willing to check her emotions, like she would come after somebody that I really love, with like Tiffany or Claire, like, no, that's not where this game is going, Azah. Because if you do that, you also will not win the game.
I agree. Okay, so here's a question, random question. Let's say Azah and Claire are on the block together. Who does Tiffany pick to save and vote out?
I think she would vote out Azah. I think she would save.
I think she would go against the cookout in that case.
Absolutely. I think that the cookout is an understanding. Absolutely. Yes. But Claire is better for her game than Azah is. Azah is good in the collective as the group of 6, but on her own, Claire is a more valuable piece, I think, to Tiffany's game.
Wait, hold on. She shows the clip of Flop humping the backyard grass working out this morning.
I didn't see that. Thank you. I won't be going and doing a highlights rewind on the feeds for that.
I love that. Hi, Bree. She's so much fun on the live feeds, and I agree. She is putting too much energy into Derek, Couch, Flop, both big disappointments. I know, guys. Let's just, all of us do a prayer that Azah just gets it together. I think she needs like a...
Azah would get it together if Brittany left the damn game.
I agree. I think Azah needs like a come to Jesus moment. Like she needs to go up on the block and be saved or win HOH. Azah needs one of those two things to happen to better her game. She needs a big thing to happen, I think, in order to change it.
I think it's Brittany going home, to be honest.
I mean, I hope it somehow changes. I hope she's not going to realize that, but maybe like Tiffany will realize that. I do think Azah could benefit Tiffany's game, but Tiffany needs to make moves to make sure Azah can benefit her. She needs to separate Azah from her team and take her in.
I just don't know if she's going to be able to do it.
No.
But I mean, I still, whatever happens this week, I'm happy about it. I would prefer also Brent staying because like I don't want things to be too predictable, right?
I agree. We don't want too predictable. I agree.
Like he's gonna go up and out.
Dear Madonna, please help Azah. Amen.
Please. Please.
I love that. All right, I think we've come to our point today where we're going to plug ourselves. So Chantele, take it away. Tell everyone where they can find you. Tell them about your channel.
All down here. And if you go to Instagram, it has all my links of all the stuff that I'm doing. But on YouTube, I do have a channel called Reality Realness with 3 S's. And as I said earlier, I go live every single day. Well, the day after an episode airs of Love Island, US and UK. So I will be live at 2 p.m. Eastern to talk about Love Island UK. And then with my co-host Tamika, we'll be live at 3 p.m. Eastern to talk about Love Island US. It's a 2-hour premiere or episode where it's going to be Casa Amor. Finally, we needed to Casa Amor so we can get over Giovanni being dumped from the island. Oh my God, my heart. Definitely after the episode on Monday, tomorrow, also from The Bachelorette, I will be going live with Tanya. And then after every episode of Big Brother, we'll be going live with either myself, Jojo, or Phil. Tonight we'll be going live after the episode with Phil. And lastly, on Saturdays, I go live at 6 p.m. Eastern with Sarah from Nerdtainment to talk about Survivor South Africa. Season 8, I think it is. Or 6. Anyways, whatever season it is right now, we cover it, and it's been great. The merge episode was Chef's Kiss, the best merge episode I've seen in years.
I need to start watching these
so good
international Survivor seasons. I haven't
this season so good. This merge episode. I was like
I love that. I've heard Australia is really good. The Australian Survivor.
It definitely, they've had some really good seasons. I started watching this season, but like the episodes are very long, and it's on 3 times a week, and so I haven't been able. I've just been doing so much that I don't have time to commit to that. But Survivor South Africa is just an hour once a week. Comes out on Thursdays.
Love it.
It's great. So.
Amazing. All right, guys, Couch Potato Queens. First of all, if you're not already, please subscribe to our channel, Couch Potato Queens. We do it all. There's 4 of us that really split up all the shows. So we cover Bachelorette Monday nights at 10:15. We have Alex that covers it. We cover Drag Race and Drag Race All-Stars every Friday at 10:15 as well, all Eastern time. We do our live eviction shows, me and Alex, every Thursday, right when the episode ends. So 9 p.m. on Thursday, we go live right after the eviction. I usually do live feed broadcasts on my own, but this Wednesday, I'm actually going live with Sarah at Nerdtainment. Love her. We're going to go live. I think it's around 9:30. I don't know the exact time, but I'm sure she will post and advertise it. 9:30? Perfect.
9:15.
9:15 on Wednesday. So I will be with her this Wednesday at 9:15. So excited. And as you guys know, me and Chantele go live every Sunday at 4 usually. This week it was 5, but we do it at 4 usually our time. So we do our big mashup together. But please join our channel. Our Twitter is Couch Potato Queens, Couch Potato QWNC. We also have a brand new Instagram account, everybody, too. So make sure to follow us on Instagram at Couch Potato QUEENS, Couch Potato Queens. So make sure to join the Instagram. We post a lot of our updates on there as well. It's brand new, but we have a lot coming for you this summer. In the fall, we'll also be covering Survivor. We're so excited. All 4 of us will be there. Me, Sam, Alex, and Ken to do Survivor in the fall. It'll be fun. But with that ends our show today. It was so much fun, Chantele. Yay! But
Thanks for hanging out.
Don't let anyone steal your sparkle. Take care, guys.